this video, I'm going to show you if one of your outputs for your massager causes it to constantly vibrate, and I'll show you this here. You see what I mean? Plug it in. The heater is on. Well, it's probably because there's something inside that's shorted out. So these are for your feet, the first two. These are for your head massagers, and these two here lift up, and I marked them with the tape 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1, 2, 3, 4. These two here don't really matter, they're just for your feet. They had a dog that hit you the cable, so if you had some type of damage done to your control box, this is what you're going to need to do. The power is right here. You're going to remove the power. And since I've already got all these labeled, I'm not really concerned in the direction that they go. Some of them could be a little hard. You got to just press right here, and it releases the clasp. Well, I'm going to get this off here. Okay, once you get all those disconnected, on the back side here, move it around. There's going to be this little clasp thing right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's right here. And you're going to press it this direction, upward. You should press it upward. And it releases it. And then you get your box out. Okay, so there's the front of it. You see it says feet, head. So your massage on the left and your motor on the right. You got 4 screws here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. You just take a small Phillips, take them out. And there's going to be 2 MOSFETs. If just one side, say like just your feet is staying constantly on, then it's going to be one part. If it's just the head, then it's going to be a different part. This pertains just for the feet for this video. If you're going to be sending this in for me to repair, I will probably need the remote on it. That way I can turn it on and off. I don't reckon I will need the power, because I could probably obtain the power myself. So that won't be an issue. So, if you're repairing it yourself, keep following the directions. For the feet, it's going to be this transistor here, which is right behind this diode. You can't really see it. There's a diode in front of it. And for the head massager, it's going to be this guy right here. Now, I'm not sure what drives the motor for the feet and head. I have no idea for that. I'm betting it's just going through these relays. And you're just, when you turn it, press your button on for to raise and lower your head, it's just putting the voltage through the relays, is what I'm betting. So to take this all apart, you have 4 screws in each corner, and then this connector here, you can see it pulls out. You gotta press in on the clamps. It comes out like that. And you got 4 screws you gotta take out. Now once you get the 4 screws out in the corners here, you have to move your wire back here. You have to make room for this to come out. So you're going to lift this up. You have to pull it that way at the same time. Trying to get a component that won't break off. Should be able to be pretty easy to come off. So here is the bottom of it, and the wiring for the feet massager, they go. It's staggered, one's on the bottom, one's on the top. So the first two here will be this one and that one. And so the feet are tied together, so this one is tied. You follow it down, there's the trace. This side would be ground, this is your ground side. And this would be going over to that diode to the center of that. Maybe that is ground, maybe this is the positive side. Going through those resistors. So they're 5 watts, either 0.15 ohms or it is 15 ohms. Not sure which. But we're going to change the one that goes for the feet, and it goes to that diode to the center of the MOSFET, the IRF 530. I'm going to change that one. And they get connected. Seems like the inputs get connected to the same part. There's 2 resistors here. 102 is the part number for those resistors. And they go up to this guy here, U3. And it's a pick. So we're going to change the first IRF 530. See if that takes care of it, because it's directly right into that. See what happens. In order to do that, all you need to do is take and unscrew that right there. I'm sure it's got an insulator somewhere on the back of it. Don't want to screw that up. You're going to need a soldering iron, so if you take a solder bridge, just create a solder bridge. So I'll show it in the next clip how to do that. And then you need a wood toothpick. And I'll show you what to do with the wood toothpick, if I can find one. I'll clean out those holes better. You don't have to get real expensive with the, this is just a 30-watt soldering iron. You find it in the automotive section in Walmart. Like $5, $6, and they had solder there. This is probably lead free though. It's gonna work though. It'll be fine. It's 30-watt soldering iron. It'll be alright. Radio Shack, if you have one, if you're lucky enough to find one. They have a part similar to it. It's not the exact current rating of it. It's an IRF 510. It should work just fine to that. Generally, engineers will design this will make it a lot heavier than what it actually is required to be. So I'm going to try the IRF 510 instead of 530. It's not that much difference in current rating. There's no difference in voltage rating it's able to handle. So, and you want to make sure that you're not on a plastic table. I'm going to tell you all about electrostatic discharge. Put it on a wood table. Make sure you have your hand touching on metal. There's going to be a lot of people anal on this video here. I can tell you about that. About potential voltages discharging and whatnot. So you're being forewarned now. It could be potential of me having this discharging on that. I've never had anything like that happen before, and I'm not concerned about it either. Been in the business for over 16 years repairing stuff, so yet to have one fail me. So I just took and unscrewed that part right there, and this is what we're going to do next. And it should have enough room underneath it to fall. I'm going to use this. It's kind of like a caddy. That way it will fall completely. Doing this while the soldering iron's heating up. Here's the solder, lead free. This is kind of stupid. The temperature that the lead free melts is a lot higher than what the 30 watt will allow. I don't know why Walmart sells it like that. They just sell it to you to make a buck. So If you don't know how to solder, you're going to learn today. If you plan on doing it yourself. So you can see it's slow. Lead free, doesn't melt that well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this glob, and this is considered a solder bridge. What you're doing, you're creating a bridge of solder across the 3 leads of this transistor. And what it's supposed to do is be able to drop the transistor through the board. Just like that. Here's the transistor, and it's hot. So now that you created a solder bridge, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take your iron, and we're going to heat this up again. Just like that. And you're just going to roll it off. Just like that, and it rolls off. Falls on something. This is why I put it on a plastic table. It'll mess up your nice dining table. Couldn't find toothpicks, but I found a match, and we're going to MacGyver it. Okay, so we're back, and I made myself a toothpick out of a match. And we're going to do this. You're going to heat this up, and with the toothpick, you're going to stick it in the hole, and that's going to spread the solder around the hole. That's what that does. Okay, and once you got your part in there, and you got it screwed into that heat sink, here's the next easiest part to do, and part of the whole thing, soldering it back. You put it on the pad, soldering iron right here. Just touch a little bit of solder. Same way with the center. A little bit of solder. That part that I put in this is only like $2-3, so you're putting in, maybe if you don't have the tool to do it, $10-15 at most to fix the box. It probably costs, I'm guessing, $200-300. I'm not sure. And then we're gonna solder this. Be better if I had some flux or something I can take and scratch the coating on the outside of the soldering iron, because it's kind of already had it's grayed out. These are not really good soldering iron, but it's good for one-time use. Make sure I got all the solder around it cleaned up. Make it look nice. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. We'll plug this in. Now that's on. I'm going to plug in the foot massager, see if it fixed the problem. What do you know? Don't turn on, so that's good. I'm going to plug in the rest of it and turn it on manually with the remote. Okay. Moment of truth. I already tested it. It works. You can't hear it, but I'll put the metal. Maybe you can hear it. If you have a box like this, and that's what your problem is the foot and head pads are constantly on, send it in to me for repair. I'll fix it for you, cheap. Look for the email in this video and send me an email to fix your box. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.